They'd have to know the.
Good morning, everyone. It's 9:30. We'll call the June 14th meeting of the Mill Creek Township Board of Supervisors to order. Would you please rise for the pledge? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Attorney Shaw, I believe we have an amendment to the agenda.
Yes. As you indicated, before we get started with the items that are on the current agenda, we do have an agenda item to be added in accordance with Section 712E of the Right to Know law. Under that section, upon a majority vote of individuals present and voting during the conduct of a meeting, an agency may add a matter of agency business to the agenda. The reasons for the changes to the agenda shall be announced at the meeting before any vote is conducted to make the changes to the agenda. The agency may subsequently take official action on the matter that is added to the agenda. The agency shall post the amended agenda on the agency's publicly accessible internet website, if it has one, and at the agency's principal office no later than the first business day following the meeting at which the agenda was changed. In this case, the added agenda item consists of a request to fill a streets department vacancy that just occurred, and I would recommend approving this amendment and adding it to the other hiring requests on the existing agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Is there a motion to approve this agenda amendment?
Motion to approve.
Second, Dan.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 3 is public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications. Is there any public comment on those items? Moving on to approval of the minutes from the May 24th regular meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 24th, 2022 meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is approval of the bills. Is there a motion to approve the bills?
I'll make a motion to approve the bills, paying the bills.
And I second paying the bills.
Okay. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 6 are bids and quotations. The first item is the 2023 Township Calendar from Public Services. Jesse?
Good morning. The annual Mill Creek Township Calendar is mailed to residents and businesses. It contains useful information for residents, including holidays, supervisor and committee meetings, building closings, recycling department guidelines, and much more. Specifications for printing include a quantity of 28,500, 32 pages plus the cover, 12 by 18 flat, 9 by 12 finished, FSC certified paper, 80 gloss text and cover, 4 color throughout, drill hole for hanging, saddle stitch, address and mailing list, and delivery to USPS. Mill Creek Township received a quote from Printing Concepts, who is CoStar certified, at a cost of $25,000.20. The Mill Creek Township Recycling Department recommends accepting the CoStar's quote for printing the 2023 residential calendar.
Thank you, Jesse. Any comments or questions from the board? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the printing of the calendar.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
I just would like to say, because this is a public meeting and I know a lot of people watch this, how much I love our calendar. I have been using our calendar for 20 years, and that's how, I mean, in my home, and that's how I'm able to kind of keep straight when leaf collection is, or, you know, garbage day. I mean, that's, for garbage alone, it's worth its weight in gold. So I'm happy that Mill Creek has always provided something like that, and thank you for working so hard on it. It always comes out so beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Next item is the announcement and award of the Mill Creek Township Sidewalk Replacement Project Phase 1. Matt?
Thank you. Yes, I'm here to announce and ask the board to award the fiscal year 2021 Community Development Block Grant Sidewalk Project. I just want to make clear, because we'll have another, this is the federal fiscal year 2021, which is the sidewalks that will be constructed this summer. Fiscal year 2022 will be projects for next year. So in accordance with the upcoming sidewalk compliance consent decree, the township advertised for bids for the Berkeley Road sidewalk replacement. Bids were opened on June 7th, 2022 at 3 p.m. We received 3 bids as follows. Amendola Construction and Maintenance, a bid of $154,560. Lindy Paving Incorporated, a bid of $187,600. And Vavala Concrete Construction, a bid of $197,874. It is the recommendation of the Planning and Development Department, as well as Township Engineer Ann Sokol, that we award the contract to the low bidder, Amendola Construction and Maintenance, for their bid amount of $154,560. I should note that this is covered by our CDBG funds. This year we received $242,000, so this project would be completely covered through Community Development Block Grant funds.
Great, thanks, Matt. Any questions from the board? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the contract with Amendola Construction and Maintenance.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the Erie Golf Course Clubhouse Masonry Repair. Ashley?
Thank you. The Erie Golf Course Clubhouse building is in need of foundation repairs and pointing along the southeast wall and return to the front entrance. The chimney also has a failing crown that is in need of repairs. Quotes were obtained for this project. It's listed through Jerry Berger and the building maintenance team. Jesse Fisk Senior LLC, James Restoration, and Kadricki and Son Masonry LLC were all reviewed the project for us. Fisk and Kadricki and Son submitted quotes. James Restoration declined to quote the project after review. Fisk quoted the project at $14,200, and Kadricki and Son came in at $8,824. It is Building Maintenance's and Parks and Recreation's recommendation to approve the completion of the Erie Golf Course Clubhouse building and chimney masonry repairs, and to award the project to the lowest bidder, which was Kadricki and Son, for $8,824. The funding for this project is sourced from the Erie Golf Course budget line within the Parks and Recreation operational budget. This line has a beginning balance of $34,810.25, leaving $25,986.25 remaining after the completion of this project.
Thank you, Ashley. Any comments or questions from the board? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the Kadricki and Son contract.
I will second that, Dan.
Thank you. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item on the agenda is the industrial pump station pumps. Rob?
Thank you. Good morning. The sewer department is seeking approval to purchase 2 Barnes chopper pumps, Model 4 SCMB 25044 with accessories for the industrial pump station. We received 1 quote for these pumps from Miller Pump Supply for the total price of $41,941.20 under CoStar's contract 541212. Funds for these pumps will come from the new pump lines of the sanitary sewer machinery and equipment budget, leaving a balance of $37,058.80. It is my recommendation to purchase these pumps from Miller Pump Supply for the CoStar's price of $41,941.20.
Thank you, Rob. Any questions from the board on this item?
Make a motion to approve the Miller Pump Supply purchase.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item would be the Westlake Pump Station generator. Rob?
The sewer department is seeking approval to purchase a new genset Model C80 D6C generator for the Westlake Pump Station. We received 1 quote for this generator from Shadler Yesco for the price of $35,900 under CoStar's contract 008024. Funds for this generator will come from the Westlake Pump Station line of the sanitary sewer capital budget, leaving a balance of $169,585. It is my recommendation to purchase this generator from Shadler Yesco for the CoStar's price of $35,900.
Thank you, Rob. Any questions from the board on this item? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Thank you. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item would be a consultant proposal from Planning and Development. Mr. Shaw?
Yes, before you is a proposal from Altair Real Estate Services for consulting services relating to the development of a strategic revitalization plan for the Presque Isle Gateway District. Under the terms of the proposal, Altair will be engaged for a period of 12 months at a monthly rate of $5,000. In addition, they would provide any needed real estate services at a rate of 3%. The proposal, the recommendation is to approve the proposal subject to execution of a professional services agreement by the board chair in a form acceptable to the township solicitor and the board chair.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
Make a motion to approve the proposal, the consultant proposal with Altair.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the appraisal proposal. Mr. Shaw?
Yes, received a proposal from San Martino, Stout, and Lepresti to perform an appraisal for the amount of $4,000 on a property along 8th Street within the Presque Isle Gateway District.
Thank you. Any questions from the board on this item? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
I'll second, Dan.
Thank you. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The next item on the agenda is a truck vault cabinet for the police department. Mrs. Claire, will you be handling this?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Today, the police department is asking for the purchase of a truck vault cabinet for their new vehicle for evidence processing. And they received 3 quotes from Northeastern Communications for $4,544.28. Hook and Ladder Fire Rescue Products, LLC, for $4,803. And one from PA Public Safety for $4,925 plus shipping. It is the recommendation of Chief Height to purchase the truck vault from Northeastern Communications in Ashtabula, Ohio, for the price of $4,544.28.
Okay, any questions from the board?
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase from Northeastern Communications.
Is there?
I'll second, Dan.
Thank you. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay. Next item is Resolution 2022 R29, a resolution pursuant to Resolution 2015 R20 and Municipal Records Manual to approve proposed disposition of certain township records. This month we have a couple of things to act on here. Give me just a moment. First item would be MPD dash cam video. Videos to be deleted between June 15th and June 28th of this year due to reaching the end of their required retention period. We also have some documents from, I believe, 2014, Mark?
Yes, these are documents relating to the Water Authority, the Sewer Authority, as well as the Sewer Revenue Fund.
Okay. There's a 7-year requirement on those.
Yes, they're basically financial records, which all basically have a 7-year life.
Great, okay. Thank you, Mark. Any comments or questions from the board on this item? Is there a motion to approve the disposition?
Motion to approve the disposition.
Okay,
I'll second that.
thank you. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is Resolution 2022 R30, a resolution approving Mill Creek Township's fiscal year 2022 action plan requesting CDBG financial assistance. Matt?
Thank you. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, this is fiscal year 2022's action plan, which would be for funds that the township would expend next year in 2023. The township has been announced, or it has been announced that the township will be awarded $236,114 in community development block grant funds for fiscal year 2022. That does represent a slight decrease from what we received in fiscal year 21. It's a decrease of $6,425. This resolution outlines that we will follow our action plan and award those funds. And I'd ask that the board authorize the resolution and then sign it, please.
Thank you, Matt. Any questions or comments from the board?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I just want to thank Matt for all the work that he's done and continues to do, has done and continues to do for the CBDG grants and working with the county planning department. Thank you for everything that you do for that.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
I will second.
Thank you. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 9 is the Norfolk Southern Railway License Agreement for the Wolf Road Force Main Project. Matt?
Thank you. Yes, this is an agreement that's required by Norfolk Southern in order for us to bore underneath their railroad right-of-way in order to replace the Wolf road force main. The agreement in front of you requires a license fee to be paid to the railroad of $20,300 and also requires a fee of $1,900 to cover us. Electronically using reviewed the agreement.
Yes, we have reviewed them. These are kind of the standard railway license agreements. It's either take it or leave it. Because the terms can be some owners, but it is what it is. In addition to what Matt had referenced, I did want to note that this is for a 20-year term. So that 20 years from now, whatever board is sitting will have to go through this process again. And then in addition, there may be some additional costs associated with that have to be paid to Norfolk Southern when the construction occurs, depending upon if they decide to oversee things, and any costs they may incur with respect to that, they're going to pass on to the township, which is, again, not out of the norm for how they operate. So I just wanted to point that out.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
Mr. Chairman, I would also like to note, we investigated the insurance cost of $1,900, and it was cheaper to pay the fee to the railroad than it would be to obtain our own liability insurance for this instance. So therefore, the recommendation is to go that route to pay the liability insurance to the railroad.
Great.
And Mr. Chairman, just want to note that all of these funds will be covered from the Wolf Road Force Main Replacement Project fund in the sewer revenue budget.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Matt. Thanks, everybody, for that information. That clears up a lot. Okay. Any further questions or comments from the board? Is there a motion to approve this license agreement with Norfolk Southern Railway?
Motion to approve?
Okay.
I'll second this.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
This is clear,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Item 10 is a civil engineer recruitment agreement with J.L. Nick and Associates. Mark?
Yes, thank you. We've been attempting to fill a vacancy in the planning department for a civil engineer without much luck on our own. So in order to help expedite or filling the position, we've obtained a proposal from J.L. Nick to fill the position. They are requesting a fee of 20% of the final salary, and this is in the form of a proposal. It will be subject to reviewed by the retroactive to last Thursday.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay.
Any questions from the board? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the agreement with J.L. Nick?
I will second.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 11 is a sidewalk deferral request for 1647 West Gore Road. Matt?
Thank you. Yes, the developer who is building two duplexes at 1647 West Gore Road, Robert and Elise Sessler, are requesting a sidewalk deferral for the sidewalks on this property. Recently, the township did subdivide the single parcel into two separate parcels. The county has not completed that subdivision yet, so the agreement in front of you covers the entirety of the frontage of the parcel that is now two, but this agreement covers them both. They have submitted the proper form signed, as well as included the sidewalks on the drawings for the permits, so that we know where the location would be if a deferral is granted. Just want to remind the board that a deferral can be requested if there are no other sidewalks in the area when a new project is constructed. The deferral does not mean that the developer does not have to install the sidewalks. It just means they do not have to install them right now. Part of the agreement is that if any of the adjacent properties develop and build sidewalks, then the developer would have to place the sidewalks on this development.
Thank you, Matt. Any questions or comments from the board? Is there a motion to approve the sidewalk deferral?
I'll make that motion, Dan.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Mr. Chair, I would note that these documents get recorded so that the township has the ability to enforce this agreement out into the future should sidewalks be added. So that's a format that we implemented a number of years ago and to ensure that we can enforce these agreements if the property owner changes. So,
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Okay, we're going to move on to communications. Treasurer Communications, Mark?
Yes, the IRS has approved a change in the standard mileage rate from 58.5 cents per mile to 62.5 cents per mile effective July 1st, 2022. Obviously, that's in light of the significant increase in the cost of gasoline and or diesel fuel. It would be my recommendation to adopt the higher mileage rate so that we make anybody who is required to use their personal vehicle for township business to be reimbursed at the IRS approved rate.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. Is there a motion to approve the change in the mileage rate as outlined by our treasurer?
Motion to approve the increase in the IRS mileage rate, or the R mileage rate, I guess.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item on the agenda is a hiring request from the administration department. This would, it's a request to begin the recruitment of a communications coordinator. This is a newly created position. Are there any comments or questions from the board? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Thank you. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item would be Parks and Recreation Department. Ashley?
Thank you very much. I am requesting the approval of another group of summer seasonal employees. These employees, we have a day camp counselor, a group of lifeguards, some rate changes as we form some supervisory roles at both of our pools, and a tennis instructor. These positions are essential to help us carry out our programming, both at the pools and at our tennis lessons and at our day camp. The part-time employees' wages are based off of the pre-approved wage schedule that was created earlier this year, and the wages come out of the Parks and Recreation Department's operational budget. So it is my recommendation to retain the listed employees for the summer 2022 session at the approved pay rates.
Thank you, Ashley. Any comments from the board?
I'll make a motion to approve the hiring of these employees.
Thank you.
I will second that.
Okay, Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. And
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
may I ask Ashley, so that it's on public record, how it's going?
Wonderful. Yesterday was opening day for many of our programs, and our pools opened yesterday. Day camp started, tennis started. We have another group of programs starting today. So we're off to a really great start. Yesterday was beautiful. Today hopefully gets beautiful. And we had patrons at both of the our pools, a full group at our day camp. Tennis had fun. I was around everywhere, lots of smiling faces and happy kids, and we're looking forward to a really great summer session.
Wonderful. Where can residents find the hours to go to the pools
Sure, yep, it is posted in Mill Creek Magazine and is also on our website, and we also have schedules available for handouts at both the pool facilities.
Okay, great, wonderful. Is it open 7 days a week?
It is, yep.
Wow.
7 days a week. Come as often as you like.
Okay, very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And also, great job, by the way, at onboarding all of these. You have 100 employees that you've had to onboard and get ready for all of this. And thank you so much, and to our Human Resources Department as well.
Yes, it's a team effort, definitely, and we just would love residents to enjoy everything that we worked really hard to provide
Yeah.
for them, so.
This is why they moved to Mill Creek.
Yep, please.
One of
please
the
visit
reasons.
us. Yes. Mhm.
That and force mains and thanks, Rob, and calendars, and sidewalks. Thank you.
Okay. We have this is the agenda amendment.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and act on that now. This is a request to fill the streets vacancy due to a resignation from one of the streets laborers. Is there a motion to approve this request to fill the vacancy?
Yes, make a motion to fill this vacancy in streets.
I'll second that.
Okay. Mr. Block, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Executive sessions were held on June 2nd and June 9th to discuss various issues. Solicitor communications, Mark.
Nothing further on my end.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to citizens to be heard. Are there any citizens to be heard? Please come up to the podium. State your name and address for the record.
My name is Kathy Umpleby. I live at 2916 Broad Lawn Drive. The first thing I want to say is I apologize to Mr. Bach for spelling his name incorrectly on the communication that we sent to you.
Oh, I didn't even notice, okay.
Well, we noticed it after it was mailed.
It
and
happens
I was
all the time.
quite
No.
embarrassed about it.
Not a
and
problem.
I do apologize. I'm also inquiring if we're going to be receiving a response to the letter that we sent you regarding the $1,000 that it cost us to go before the zoning board. And I'm hopeful that all of you watched that video, not just read but watched the video, because it was clear that they were pretty combative with us. So I'm requesting a response to that in some way. And I also want to thank the board and the Parks and Rec Department for the camps. I have a grandson that's going to Asbury Woods right now for the bicycle camp. He went last year. He absolutely loves it, and I appreciate that very much. So I just wanted to mention that. Will we be getting some kind of a response from you?
You will. You will be getting a response from us.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Mrs. Umpleby. Is there anyone else for citizens to be heard?
Dennis McAndrew, 1547 High Street. Last meeting I attended, I commented about the increase in gas and increased usage of the e-bikes in Elk Creek Township. And since then, it's gone up even more. And then this Sunday, I saw there was an article about the bike rental opportunity near Presque Isle. And once again, I think as a public service, I want to reiterate, people, bikes are not toys, they're vehicles. And I understand in the greenways, a lot of the bicycles, Surreys and all that ride on them. But in other areas, they should not be on bicycles or vehicles. They shouldn't be on sidewalks, going the wrong direction, blowing through stop signs, exceeding speed limits. I just don't want supervisors to go, oh, we never thought this would happen. We didn't see this coming. And someone gets killed because they're doing the wrong thing. And I think it needs to be, the news has been covering about the higher usage of scooters and sales, but no one at once commented about following the rules of the road. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Dennis, I will note, just so you know, we did look into what laws there are that relate to these types of vehicles, and there is a state law that regulates those, regulates what kind of speed limit they can have, what kind of horsepower they can have, and so forth. But you can imagine the challenge of trying to,
Yes, I realize that
enforce that.
the way they're built, they're not supposed to exceed 26 miles an hour.
Correct, but
People are making them exceed that.
Soup 'em
and
up.
when I see a person
Yeah.
with feet like this, and they're passing me, especially like on West Gore, and they're blowing through stop signs, I mean, someone's gonna get killed. And it's a shame. It's, probably not gonna have any, not that it's the township, but, the state level or someone will have to, oh, we didn't see this coming.
Right.
I'm the canary in the coal mine saying, oh, whoa, whoa.
we understand.
Thank you for, thank you for coming forward and reminding the community. Again, there are a lot of people, I think, that watch the meetings, and, just to remind people that when you are on the road, you are subject to the law of the road. And I will also talk to Chief Height and just make sure there's some extra awareness going out to our patrolmen and Captain Book as well, because he talks to the patrolmen.
And not that, I understand, I myself have been walking a lot more and trying, but you see a lot of signs, look twice, save a life for a motorcycle and stuff like that. But you're not expecting a vehicle or bicycle or a scooter coming the wrong direction or on a sidewalk, and it's hard enough to see a motorcycle, let alone a bicycle or a moped that's even smaller, going the wrong or doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
That's, and I'd hate to have someone kill someone. The horror of having to live with that would be, because of something that, in my opinion, should be preventable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Okay, moved and seconded. We are adjourned at 10:05. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.